2.
Hi guys, this is Alex at Bowling Green Chevy. Behind me is the all-new and redesigned 2019 Blazer, and I am in this video going to explain why we believe it is the #1 driver car to come out of Chevrolet's lineup this year. First of all, and a striking example of it, the body. As you guys can probably tell, this is not your father's Blazer. They have completely redesigned the platform of this car and everything that has to do with this car. They could have gone one of two different ways in the redesign of the Blazer. They could have gone conservative, a more comfortable design, boxy, or something that has always been accepted in the industry, or they could have done this. The elegant lines, the aggressiveness, the beautiful curvature of this car. I really think that this is a very, very great example of what Chevy can do to their vehicles if given the chance. They have really thought this vehicle through inside and out. I'm going to explain the features and the quirks of this vehicle a little bit more in depth to you, because there's some things that Chevy has addressed in the new Blazer that has not been addressed before in any GM vehicle. There's some things that, whether you believe it or not, there's some things that in this vehicle that from an owner's standpoint are really going to stand out. Something that you may not realize that at the dealership, but after getting in this vehicle and working around it, is going to be the most user-friendly vehicle, I think, that Chevy has come out with in a very long time. As you see, we have a very wide wheelbase, low center of gravity, big rims to make this vehicle as capable it is. It has several different drive modes in the drivetrain. Like I said, this 9-speed variable transmission, guys, is going to be very, very different from anything you guys have experienced before in your SUV. Very capable of a lot of different things. Back here in the back, we have 64.5 available cubic feet of cargo area. And by what I meant by them thinking this vehicle out and thinking it through is every part of this vehicle has been thought out and thoroughly investigated. By that I mean the racks to keep stuff from sliding back and forth from the SUVs of earlier. They've addressed that right here. They've addressed really the spacious. It's wider than the vehicles that have come before it. Another thing that I've noticed right off the back, in the back of this vehicle, they've really aggressively angled the back of this vehicle, snubbed it off, put amazing detail in the lines they have provided us. Really a great, great example of an exemplary body that Chevrolet has put together for their Blazer. As we move along to the features that this vehicle had, the back seats of this vehicle is another thing I wanted to point out. They really, really thought about where to place stuff when they thought about the back seat of the new Blazer. As you guys may not know, the heated seats for the Equinox and the Traverses have always been right here recently. And these USB ports and this auxiliary power has always been shoved up under here. A little bit more difficult to see if you're not looking for it. And with the heated seats up here and this all down here, they have now moved the heated seats to a much more applicable place in the door. And we have all of these situations right up here so you can easily see and use these in a functional standpoint. They've really gone a long way thinking of the customer, keeping them in mind and making this vehicle. As we move up to the front, I'm going to explain a couple more examples of them doing this. When we get into the 2019 Blazer, we're immediately going to see what we should always see in a vehicle, the engine stop-start button. They have moved this from down here where it was difficult to see oftentimes if you didn't know what you were looking for, moved it up here. I think that's a very good idea and is going to go a long way in attracting the non-Chevy buyers into a new Chevy Blazer. We have a 100% digital instrument panel that is 100% configurable, guys. The speedometer is going to be in there. You've got, with your different drivetrains down there, 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, track, mountain, and trailering modes for that variable 9-speed transmission to go up against. They didn't reinvent the wheel when we're talking about the transmission selector. They really kept it what it needed to be, utilitarian and simple. Another big difference that we see in this Blazer is no glove box control. It's very, very sleek design. It flows together very well. Where is the glove box, you may ask? Well, they have put it and placed it in a very utilitarian spot right up here. I think this is a very good idea to place this right next to the traction control button. As we can probably agree, they've been struggling with a placement for that for many years, and I think they've found a lovely one right here up on the dash. We have an 8-inch display monitor, which is just fantastic in this model. Very beautiful. They're really entering a market in the luxury crossovers that has not been tapped before by Chevrolet. And by doing that, they've just completely redesigned the new interiors of these things to make it very, very elegant and easy to look at. We have a wireless phone charger down here, heated and aired seats, just as you'd expect it from any luxury SUV. Dual climate control in the instrument panel. The steering wheel has come a long way from the steering wheels of old, folks, and this one is no different. You can do anything you would like to do from your steering wheel right here in the driver's seat. There's no reason to ever take your hands off it anymore. It's heated, it has the lane departure, it has the anti-collision, it has cruise, you can do your music transitioning. Really everything that you would need to do, you can do from the steering wheel in this vehicle, and I think that's a very, very good thing to point out. They've taken these air conditioning controls straight from the 2018 Camaros, and I think that that's something that we can all agree is pretty cool and looks very advantageous to the styling of this vehicle. Like I said, guys, this vehicle is super, super well thought out, very elegant. The detail in this vehicle is impeccable. They have leather coming all the way up through the door pull there. They didn't have to do these small things. We have the Trailblazer colors in this leather back seat. They didn't have to do that either, but they chose to, guys. They're really pointing out the level of detail they can provide if given the chance in this new Blazer. And I'm really, really liking it, and I think that you guys will too. Up here we have what we have in a lot of the new Chevys, that we have a rear camera display. It will display in a camera setting everything you have on both sides of your vehicle and all the way back in real time, or you can shut it off by just simply shutting it off. Panoramic sunroof, just like any other luxury SUV would have. The finishes of this car, folks, are beautiful. Glossed finishes, not the plastic look that you're used to from your Chevys before this one. Bose interior sound system, really a very well thought out interior, and I think it's going to do very well in a multitude of different markets. As we move outside the Blazer, guys, a couple things to take away. If you are looking for a vehicle somewhere in between a Traverse and somewhere in between an Equinox, this is the one you're looking at. The gas mileage, the capability, the size, and the looks of this Blazer are really what is going to appeal to the customer in 2019. I think it's going to go a long way. They have done a beautiful job with this redesign and a lovely job at really listening to the customer. This is GM's answer, guys. It may not look like the Blazer from old, but it is the Blazer we have now, and I think it's going to do very well. If you guys have a chance, come out, take a drive in it. You've never driven anything like it, that I promise you. Bowling Green Chevy, it's 573-324-0222 is our phone number. My name is Alex. You can get a hold of me or any one of our staff here at Bowling Green Chevy, or go to our website, bowlinggreenchevy.com, and browse 24/7 on there. This particular vehicle is on there as well. Read up a couple more things about it. I just briefly went through. What I saw was going to be a couple of the hot features in this year's Blazer. Like I said, guys, if you have any more questions or if you'd like to drive it, come out and take a look. I'm hoping everybody's staying warm this January season, and come out and see us.